Merhaba.
Hello everyone. We have students from Turkey today, and today they're going to share their experience as a graduate student at KAIST.
I'm Berkay Neşeli and I'm a PhD student in Electrical Engineering Department.
Hello, I'm Dilana Zboskaya. I'm a master's student in mechanical engineering, but my background was biology.
Where did you study before joining KAIST?
I studied in TED University in my undergraduate and TOB University in my master's degree. Both are in Ankara.
I got my bachelor from two universities. One is Ankara University in Turkey, and one is Istanbul University.
What made you come to KAIST? Did you consider any other universities?
While I was doing my master's, I was thinking maybe going to Europe, but my current advisor was also my advisor in my master's degree. So he came to KAIST as a professor, and he asked his students like if anyone wants to come.
Just to clarify, it means your professor, your advisor is international.
Yes, he's also from Turkey.
I was into mechanobiology for my undergrad, but in Turkey I couldn't find that much lab, and I started to text my professor, and like she replied my email too quick, and I was like, wow, she's really nice, and she was highly motivated. So I really wanted to apply here, but I was considering other school, but KAIST have scholarship.
Then in that case, how was your studies before joining graduate school? What was your GPA?
It was 2.7 out of 4, but to like compensate that, I was doing some research with another professor, and in my master's degree, it was like 3.5 or 6 out of 4.
I was 3.8 out of 4. But I think this is not important for KAIST. If you're highly motivated about research, so you can get in KAIST.
Having some research background, or if possible, some published papers, that would be better. Because in the end, the professor is the one who will say, okay, you can come. So you have to convince them that you know about the topic and you can do the research.
Besides academics, right? What other extracurriculars helped you to get in, or research that you have done?
One of my close friends, he had better grades than me, and one young professor asked him like, hey, would you like to do research in this field? And then when things were going well, the professor and they also asked us, like, if you want, you can also come.
I think hands-on experiments are really important for biology or science students. I had internship in microbiology, nanotech, biophysics, everywhere. Nearly 6 internship I did, and I wrote 2 papers.
But did you guys get scholarship from KAIST, or how that works for you?
I think master is getting lower than PhD students. Most of the students, like international students, coming here with KGSP, Korean Government Scholarship, or KAIST scholarship. So I got KAIST scholarship, and it's like, I think they're giving 400K, and your lab is giving a bit more. But for me, like I know in ME, minimum amount is 800K, 900K right now for masters. When I came here, I was getting 800K first month, and it was like really low amount to live in, I think, Korea. My professor increased the money. Right now, like I'm getting 1 million.
Then about the expenses, where your money usually goes?
Rent, number 1, and coffee.
Coffee,
And then like, food and going out and traveling. Maybe the ranking would be like this.
Minimum amount for renting for one room outside of school, its minimum is 200K. But there is gas and electricity, and it's going 250K. If we stay on campus, I did too, in dorm, just like 100K. If you're eating halal, then it's a bit more expensive, because halal foods finding is a bit harsh in Daejeon compared with Seoul actually. Nearly 100 or 200K minimum it's going for coffee.
So I could infer that both of you guys are living outside, right? How hard was the process of finding a place, like making a contract?
Like there are some apps to see the houses and their pictures, conditions, but everyone highly recommends to see a real estate agent and visit the house by yourself. If you go with a friend, or if you're fluent enough in Korean, then I think the real estate agents are like helpful. They will show you many places based on what you're looking for and depending on your budget.
Yeah.
And there are also like time periods that people graduate and leave their house. Timing is also important in finding the room.
They really need to be careful about reading the contract because
right.
if they don't know Korean, it's all Korean. So you guys are signing. You guys must go with Korean.
Yeah.
Like there's a Papago, there's an app which can translate, but I think you guys shouldn't trust. Finding house will take maybe 2 weeks. Like
2 weeks.
I searched a lot to find cheap option and best option for me. It was 2 weeks, but some people are just finding in 3 days.
Oh,
But
wow.
it depends on timeline.
I can feel the struggle. Mine was 1 month. I was looking for 1 month.
Oh my God.
The timing was wrong. The timing is very
Yeah.
important. How well is your Korean, guys? Is it okay not knowing Korean on campus? How are you guys dealing with it?
On campus, not knowing is not a huge problem. I think for Turkish people, it won't be super hard to learn because like some grammar is similar and
Yeah.
some like pronunciation things, there are some similar
Oh, really?
letters
Never
and
thought
things.
about it.
So basically what I did in first semester, I got Korean 1. So in campus, there is a lot of Korean language course option
Yeah.
they can get. But actually, I think if they're grad student, it's not easy to learn Korean. For master student, after first year, we need to just focus on our study proposal and final time. So for example, right now I cannot get any Korean class. But inside of campus, I think everyone know English really well. Choosing lab is really important in this thing because some labs held their meeting in Korean. They can search about it and learn, like, or they can ask some international student committee, and they can see, or they can directly do interview with their professor. But other than this, all classes are in English.
You mentioned about some classes that you can take in on campus to learn Korean. I believe those are free, right? Have you tried those before?
There are also free ones and paid ones. The free ones, it was like 1 hour a week. So I thought it wouldn't help me that much.
Yeah.
So I took the paid ones in language center. They're like 2 days a week and 1 and 1.5 hour time
Yeah.
duration is like that. And I really liked it. The teacher was really friendly. So but it's really helpful.
What kind of documents did you prepare? What did you have to go through in the application process?
I remember, like, first they need to like make their CV really well. Be careful about their diploma. Another thing, because they need to provide in English, not Turkish. They need to make sure they're graduating earlier than coming here. The important thing, reaching professors for grad life, because we need to match with professors. And I highly recommend recommend to them, they need to reach professors early. Because like if the application time is open, most of the professors already match with students. If professor wants to get international, they need to have budget and space. Application process, it's totally fine because in our website, there's a handbook they can find and everything mentioning step by step.
What are your plans after graduating?
I think I will work. Yeah, money.
Money. This is about money, no?
Always finding some research topic, something new. It seems more challenging.
For me, I want to be academician. If I got a PhD in here, I really want to learn Korean really well. But for me, what I want to do is right now going more Europe or US.
The last question I would have is for you guys to talk to that camera and tell future students from Turkey who are planning to apply to graduate school at KAIST why they have to choose KAIST, plus give some tips.
After graduating, it offers lots of advantages for internationals to get the working visa and apply and get accepted to big companies here.
I can say like for master exactly, like money-wise, KAIST is really good. So compare with Europe, you guys maybe cannot find that scholarship. Some students I know they're sending their family money. So money-wise, you guys are comfy, and Korea is supporting research a lot compared with Turkey. So you guys will reach a lot of equipment in here. And like if you have good professor and good lab mates, then your life in Korea will be really easy. So come to KAIST.
Thank you so much for joining us, and it was very fun talking to you and hearing all of your stories. See you in the next video. Bye bye.
görüşürüz.
Görüşürüz. Good, good, good.